Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a greenhouse update for January. And I just wanted to sort of give you a pretty extensive update and show you a little bit of everything that's happening over the winter time and see how things have turned out. The great news now is days are already getting brighter. In another few weeks, we're going to have 10 hours of light again, and we're going to be back up to what I need to start growing again. These plants, they do pretty well in the winter considering. I'm just sort of giving you a turnaround shot of the whole greenhouse here as we do a sort of intro. These guys, they do okay in the winter. Some have lights, some don't. The lights are off right now. They usually go off in the afternoon. It's just a little bit of supplemental morning and evening light because it is quite bright in here, even though it's an overcast day. And yeah, I heard a few drips of rain outside there just as I was starting to film. So hopefully nothing much comes from that. But yeah, it's a bright day, but it's going to be getting brighter. I can already see it. We're gaining minutes per day now, and things are really going to start picking up. But this is basically how the greenhouse did for the winter time. So this will be, as I say, an extensive update, and we might just make this into two parts because we have so much to see. So let's move over by the door here. I don't know exactly how we're going to start this update, but we have a nice Tansia in front of us. That is the pink quill Tansia, and it's in bloom. This is one we unpotted together. It's got a couple spikes on it. Another one's right there, and it's doing very well. A lot of the plants are doing very well. Some of them have set small blooms or spikes. Others have little bits and pieces of flowers on. Keep in mind, everything that you see that's blooming now, the buds and spikes and stuff will have started in November and December, so they're not going to be overly huge. My Lipotopes bicolor up here is starting to set spikes, so that is nice. This is the first year I've had it mounted. I unpotted it last year and mounted it, so that's nice. What else? Let's go. Let's just do sort of a circle around here and go into the greenhouse, or into the warm side of the greenhouse. First thing you'll see down here is the vanilla orchid. It's doing really well. There's the tip of it. There's the growth point. So the warm side of the greenhouse is about 65 Fahrenheit lows at night. That's like 15, 16, 17 Celsius. And for the first year ever, it has not, like, the growth tip has not stopped growing or hasn't rotted off or anything. So in the previous years, this guy grew in the cold side of the greenhouse because that's just, there was only one side of the greenhouse. And it did not like the 50-degree nights. So there it is, and it's doing very well. It sort of comes around here and goes back up and goes up here and then goes back down and works its way to the pot down there. I would say the vine, if I stretched it out now, is probably 4 or 5 feet. So another 4 or 5 feet and we should have some flowers on it. The warm side of the greenhouse has all kinds of stuff in it, not just orchids. My truncata is up here. It's got its first sort of decent picture on it. There it is there. It's growing quite well over here. This thing has never done super well for me, but is doing good now. It didn't like the cold greenhouse before, so I had it in the ultra lowland chamber with my bicalcarata, and it didn't like that. It turned kind of yellow, and I almost cooked it. So I've almost froze it and almost cooked it, but I think we have a happy medium now. And considering it's winter and it's picturing, that's good. Here's the leafless orchid. It has 3 spikes on it. They're all 3 are going up there. And they kind of stalled for the winter time, so I'm hoping they're going to pick it up again come spring. What else? There is a Maxillaria variabilis with 1 single little flower on it in there. I guess that's better than nothing. But you can see how bright it is. That's the south wall of the greenhouse. And it's pretty bright, even though it's a cloudy day. So I'm not too worried. Things will really start picking up. Here is a Cattleya. This is a BC Little Mermaid. And it's crooked, and the camera's crooked right now, and all kinds of stuff is crooked, so if it looks like a funny angle, that's why. I got myself an African Violet this winter. It's been living on the warm side of the greenhouse. It's doing pretty well. This is just your basic one. I like the purple, the solid purple, nothing too fancy. I've just been working on watering it and stuff like that, and feeling it needs kind of a drink right now. So I've just been using a tray and bottom watering this guy. But good little companion plants for orchids. Behind that, right here, is my one and only Cycnotes Wine Delight flower. I found this spike all twisted up in its own sheath, sort of like, I know you can't really see, right in here, and it was just like all like, yeah, horribly twisted and mutated, and it had a couple buds on it, and then all but one bud blasted, so we're left with just the one, but it's the first time I've seen it bloom. I got that last fall maybe. We have a Culminary up there. Quite a short spike being it's wintertime, but a spike nonetheless. What else? Sorry about the backlighting. You can see way back in there, there is a Dendrobium phalaenopsis. It's pink. And if we look just over from that, you can see a purple one back there as well. So the fun part about the greenhouse is the shelves are about 3 layers thick, so you can't always get to stuff very easily. This one right in front is pretty cool. This is a Bulbophyllum, and it was an unknown one to me. I have never had it bloom, and again, with the joys of the warmer greenhouse, look at this, it has put up spikes, and that's going to be a horrible silhouette. Let's see if we can do anything about this. We can. You know why? Because it has 2 spikes. So look at this. Here is the other one. Right there. It has got 2 spikes on it. I'm really happy to get this guy ID'd. With Bulbophyllums, they're sort of generic looking until they flower, so I will soon be able to fully ID this guy and put a tag in him for the first time in a long time, and ever. So I'm really happy about that. I don't have great luck with Bulbophyllums, but once this guy's out in bloom, I may just do a little video on it. I'm trying to adjust my tripod so it can go a little bit lower for you as well. Here is just the area where I keep some of my slipper orchids. I see there's at least 1 spike out there, but that's about it. Everything looks a little bit dry. I keep everything a little drier in the wintertime, but it's looking pretty dry. There is one of my Rex begonias. I like them. They go quite nicely in here. Here's the Iron Cross, the other sort of Rex begonia type. I like this guy as well. He's quite big, but nice and colorful. Again, I always sort of poke my finger in as I'm working and doing videos, and you'll always see me checking stuff as we're going along here. Let me raise you back up. There we go. Back up to the middle shelf here. I scored myself an Angel Wing begonia. This guy was $1.50. It's the one with the polka dotted leaves. It has some little tiny sort of insignificant flowers on it. Not the best looking flowers, but for $1.50 it was on the rescue rack in a local greenhouse. So, and that was just a few weeks ago I grabbed that. All it really needed was a good drink of water. What else do we have here? Moving along, this is my Psychopsis, and it doesn't have the mottled leaves like I would like, but it's finally starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Again, I apologize for the backlighting. But we can see a little spike there, I think, or new growth. I don't know. It was quite a small plant, and it's done some big leaf jumps over the years, but it only gets about 1 new bulb a year. So in the 3 years I've had it, it's has really picked up in size. My Angraecum is right above that. There it is. It's getting a little tired looking now. The other spike is out. I don't know if you've seen the video on the Angraecum that I did, but it had 2 spikes, and there's the other one. Out nicely in full bloom there as well. This in front of us is my Ludicea Jewel Orchid, and it's always been tucked away too. So, nice patterns on the leaves. Again, I apologize about the backlighting here. We'll keep it at this angle. Beautiful leaves. You don't really grow it for the flowers, but I brought it out because it is in spike as well. So, the Jewel Orchid will have some flowers on it. Looks like they are going to be sort of a simple white flower is what they'll end up like. Here is another begonia in here, another Rex begonia. and it is in bloom as well. Now these guys are growing more for their leaves than their flowers, but I'm leaving their I'm leaving their flowers in there as well. So what else? I'm caught on some dendrobiums at my feet. Everything up really high. Really high if we look up there. That's above my head. Those are all the cattleyas and stuff like that. Nothing much is happening with them other than the few cattleyas that I brought down. I think there's a few sheaths up there, but that's about it. Tilt you back down this way. And if you look way down, this is my few other bulbophyllums that I have there in that tray there. But if you look right here, it needs a watering, but this is the poinsettia that I made the cutting of. The leaves have started to perk back up a little bit, and it didn't drop all its leaves, so I'm assuming it has some roots in there now. We'll swing you this way. There is my ultra lowland chamber, which if I lean in and double check, right now is currently 32 degrees or 89 degrees Fahrenheit in there. So it's a little bit warmer than the rest of the greenhouse. It has some warm growing nepenthes in there. My bical, my rafflesiana, ampullaria, campanulata, clipeda, another smaller bicals in there. I'm not going to open it, but you can just rest assured that they're doing well and everything. Some seedling nepenthes are over here as well, stuff that's liking it a little bit warmer. My Bulbophyllum phalaenopsis is growing a rapid new leaf. It's coming out so fast over on this side. Oh my goodness. The last leaf took a full year to develop. That's like right here. And this one has come out just this winter in the 3 months or so since it's been growing. And now you're quite high up again. You're above my head. Just bringing down this little guy here to hang on a better hook so we can see him better. And he is actually not even out in spike yet. But here's one of these baskets with an oncidium in. You can see the spike. This spike has been developing for months and months. It's finally getting somewhere. This guy here is on a metal tag, believe it or not. I wonder if you can even see that. It's so reflective. We're not going to be able to see it. Cherophorum. Oncidium cherophorum, I think it is. Yeah, not my tag. What else do we have? There's another spike there. There's lots of spikes starting. That's on the bumblebee orchid. Porpax has got one little flower left on it right there. Doing quite well over here. Lots of new growth starting. When the sun comes out, this gets a nice blast of sun for a couple hours in the day. But yeah, there's half the tour. We're going to leave it here and make this sort of a two-part. You guys can go take a bathroom break, but make sure you come back for the next half.